time I listen to people talk about Nigerians people that they do love money and they can do anything to make money, I say, well, you know what? Nigerian citizens are not different from other people, in the world. They are not different, but you cannot live in a country Nigeria, or you come from a country like Nigeria where system they operate here is all about money. Money is everything. If you don't have money, you are on your own, because most of those basic amenities of life that government is supposed to put in place for the citizen are not there. So for you to have access to some of those things, you have to get them for yourself, because you are like a local government of yourself, because you're going to provide your personal security, you provide your light, you provide your water. I mean, you tell me how many streets in the country Nigeria you move around and you see a pipe-borne water running through the street? How many? And this is not even luxury. To have access to good road is not a luxury. Have access to public transportation is not a luxury. Something that can convey people from point A to point B is not a luxury. To have access to good education system, public education system, is not a luxury. And for you to have good education for your children, you have to go private, and that costs a whole lot of money. If you want to have access to good medical facility, you have to go private, and that costs a whole lot of money. I tell you, that's the reason why you see Nigerian people are desperate to make money. You see them hustle from morning to night and all of that, because some of those things are not there. You see somebody work for good 35 years after your retirement to have access to your pension is the problem. In fact, sometimes you see those elderly people on the queue fell down and die. And that's a so sad story of a country, Nigeria. And that's the reason why you see people, they want to work and make money, because if you don't make money, you are on your own. I tell you for the fact. Some of those things are supposed to make life easy, whether you have money or you do not have money, you have access to them. You don't have it right here. The gap between the rich and the poor is so wide. In fact, in Nigeria, you either a rich person or you are not. The middle class is gradually wiping out, and that's the kind of system they are running. And it's quite unfortunate, because you can't run a country like that. You can't run a country like that. When you do that, people can do anything to make money, even get themselves in some criminal activities. I'm not supporting anybody involving himself or herself in criminal activities. But if I, Mr. A, will not do that, what about Mr. B? Do you think Mr. B will also tolerate all sorts of nonsense? You know what? The first instinct of a human being is survival. People can do anything to make money and survive. But when you build a system that is very, very easy, very, very comfortable, very, very accessible to the people, I mean, not many people do want to have have billions and billions of naira or dollar in their bank account. All they want is food on the table, and then a shelter, and then have access to those basic amenities of life, like good public medical facility, good education system for their children, and have access to public transportation that can take them from point A to point B, and then they move on with their life. Not many people want to store a lot of money in their bank accounts. Not many people want to become a governor or senator or House of Rep member or president. No, they just want to live their daily life. But when you make everything so difficult for people, what do you want people to do? There we go extra mile. And that's why you see Nigeria, they are so desperate to make money. Not that they're different from other citizens of the world. I tell you for sure, you can't live in a country whereby money is everything. They worship money, and people, your politicians that are supposed to live by good example. Look at the way they flex muscle. Look at the way they flex weight. Show it to your face. And you're like, what is this? They keep intimidating people. On the road, they intimidate you. And you're like, so you can do everything to make money. So that is the system we are running in the country. That's the problem.